And we are rolling. What is up, everybody? Welcome to In the Guard, your one-stop shop for all things MMA, boxing. If it's a combat sport, we're going to talk about it, right? Coming off actually a break week, although we did have some stuff going down in Bellator and PFL playoffs and stuff like that. But UFC back with a vengeance, right? Everyone's big brothers back on the street. All the little step siblings got their little matches this weekend. The real deal's coming in. Not with some big name power for sure, but we got Jared Cannonier versus Kelvin Gaslum, UFC Fight Night, UFC Vegas 34, I believe. 34, 35, UFC Vegas, something. The middleweight's taking center stage. A night that's probably not going to be big on star power, but I think there's some great matchups going on in this fight.
Let's see how many actual fights ESPN has listed on this site, but there's some good fights on here.
I think it's 14 fights right now.
Which means we're going to get about 10.
We're back in the Apex. We're back in Vegas. There's not any pay-per-views on the line, so but again, we'll see how many how much that delta kicks in and takes a few fights off, right? We're going to start, break it down here, going with the main event. Jared Cannonier has not been in the cage for a while versus Kelvin Gaslum. Mr. Short Notice.
A radius, an ulna break in the fight against
Mr. If you need a fight, I'm
Whitaker.
showing up. He's the new Cowboy Cerrone.
Gaslum?
Anybody, anywhere, anytime.
All weight classes.
He just shows up anywhere and fights.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I used to not like Kelvin Gaslum. And especially like the peak of my hatred for him was after that Whitaker fight got called off, and he like had the fake belt, and he basically stole Cejudo's belt, and he tried to be like the little brother of cringe. But since then, he's been in the cage taking fights. That some of the Izzy fight on, he's just been getting that vengeance. Shockingly, he's only like 29 years old. He's
like the Jose Aldo.
Man, he's been in the cage for so long. Yeah. Jared Cannonier, top 5 fighter, got his ass whooped by Robert Whitaker last time they fought. Coming out of one of my favorite fight organizations, originally Alaska FC.
Your favorite.
Probably the best fighter.
Yeah, he's probably the only one that's actually made some success.
He left there, though. He left Alaska to come down there. 5-round main event. Two guys. I think Jared Cannonier gets this one.
No, I think Kelvin Gaslum.
The size, man. Jared Cannonier's bigger, stronger. He's fought heavyweights.
Whitaker handled him pretty well.
Robert is a better fighter
He's
than
a former welterweight, too.
He's a better fighter, though.
Yeah, but Kelvin Gaslum's very well-rounded.
But
he hangs with the best of the best, man. I'm not that 100% sold on Cannonier.
I'm not 100% sold. Kelvin Gaslum, he fights the best, but he loses to him.
That's okay.
He hasn't had what's his biggest win? Ian Heinisch?
In that division?
Ian Heinisch.
Maybe.
That's it. He loses.
I don't know. I like Gaslum.
I think Kelvin Gaslum gets gassed out and gets knocked out somewhere around the 3rd round. And that's where it goes. Cannonier's too big, too strong. He's going to be way bigger. Look at that. Almost a 6-inch reach advantage.
He took Izzy's best shots. Gaslum did.
Jared Cannonier's way bigger, way more powerful than Izzy. Izzy's not a powerful striker.
He doesn't. I don't think he's as technical. He's not as technical as Izzy. I think Gaslum can.
You don't have to be technical when you're a heavyweight.
Gaslum's a very technical boxer.
Jared Cannonier fought at heavyweight.
Yeah. It's okay.
So he's not.
He'll get tired too. He got tired against Whitaker.
Yeah, but you're comparing against Robert Whitaker.
It's a pretty close. Cannonier's minus 150, Gaslum's plus 130.
Kelvin Gaslum is a lightweight.
I'm going to go with Gaslum.
You can take that.
I'm going to go with Kelvin
Jared
Gaslum.
Cannonier's going to finish this fight, and then Kelvin Gaslum doesn't get finished, but he's going to be a bigger, stronger fighter in there. It's not even like as close. He's a 2. Look at even in the weight on this screen, it's 2. He's a 205er. He started as a heavyweight. Jared Cannonier's a big dude. Weight cut's obviously going to be a big thing in this too. Both these guys have some trouble in the scales, right? So that's going to be a big thing to really check in on Friday. But I think Cannonier wins by finish in this fight. Oh, look at Clay front and center.
What's going on here?
I love it. That's how Clay Guida fights. He's in your face. No, you can't get rid of him. The carpet, you can't. Was he like 40 years old now?
He's up there, yeah.
He fought in WEC and he fought in Strikeforce. Yeah. WEC, Strikeforce.
I believe he did.
If there has been a major, federation, he's been in there with the best of the best versus the Olympian, Mark Madsen. The nickname, the Olympian.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how the wrestling works out.
Silver medalist. Well,
Clay Guida's a scrappy guy, too.
But he's more freestyle.
Yeah.
Freestyle is the single leg, double legs, whereas Mark Madsen is the Greco-Roman style, which kind of translates to MMA a little bit more with the body locks,
the cage, over-under,
and better, better positioning on the floor and all that stuff. But the gas tank's gonna be the big thing for me. If Mark Madsen, because Clay Guida is not. I don't think he's gonna get finished here. It's tough to put Clay Guida out. He has been finished in his career, but not very often. He's been in there with some elite people.
I mean, I think if Madsen comes out and can ragdoll him and dominate him, he'll sub him.
I think Madsen's gonna come out there and ragdoll him for 2 rounds and maybe even get 2 10-8s. But Clay Guida wins round 3, but Madsen gets the decision.
I'm going with Madsen to win no matter what.
Yeah,
I can't decide if he's going to sub him or he's going to win a decision.
I think he's going to win by decision. And again, I think the first 2 rounds it's going to look ugly. Maybe 10 takedowns. DraftKings, circle Mark Madsen. But I think he's going to be tired, and Clay Guida is not. Clay Guida has not gotten tired in 25 years.
He doesn't get tired.
He does. That could be a point if you want to bet Clay Guida and you want to risk some money, a little bit of sprinkle, put a Clay Guida round 3 bet in. Because if he wins, he's going to win in round 3 because Madsen gets tired and he's able to finish him somehow. Because Clay Guida does have some power in his fists. He does know some submission. He's been in the game. So if Mark Madsen gets too tired and he, fatigue makes cowards of us all. Yeah, that's where Clay Guida could win. So if Clay Guida is going to win, it's going to be in round number 3. For the first 2 rounds, he can be tossed around like a rag doll, though.
Yeah,
because he's got a good get-up game. He does have a really good get-up game.
Just when you want to go against Guida, he surprises you.
Yeah,
beat Michael Johnson.
It's just hard to bet. Again, we'll talk about it later. I'm going to bet one, but a bet against a 40-year-old fighter. It's hard to put money on a 40-year-old fighter who's fighting a younger guy too.
All right, one of your favorites.
I love the Parker Porker versus the Vanilla Gorilla Chase Sherman.
Don't we have 2 Vanilla Gorillas, huh?
Yeah. The other one's Witt, who just beat up Barberina. Well, Chase Sherman, just coming off the decision loss to Arlovsky versus Parker Porter. Kind of got into the game a little bit older in his life. Sherman does have some knockout power. This is going to kind of be a theme of most of the night tonight. It's going to be striker versus grappler, where Chase Sherman's going to want to keep this standing, has the power advantage over Parker. If he is able to keep the feet up, he could finish this in a knockout heavyweights. It just takes one versus Parker Porter, who has won his last fight at a war with Vanderaa. Came in as the favorite against Chris Daukaus. How crazy is that?
That's nuts.
That's out of his. And Chris Daukaus had some UFC wins when he did that too, and he lost that fight, got knocked out. But that's no shame in your game. Parker Porter's going to want to press this against the cage, get some grappling involved. If he can get to the floor, again, he can wear out Chase Sherman, and maybe he gets a sub victory there. I think Parker Porter's the better overall fighter than Chase Sherman, but Chase Sherman has the knockout power.
He's bigger, much bigger.
I'm leaning Parker Porter in this fight. Just because
he's underdog.
It's hard for me to back a guy who just lost to Andrei Arlovsky. And Andrei Arlovsky does not do anything anymore. I'm not talking about the pit bull back in the day that would take anybody out. He was up there with Fedor, UFC champion. Andrei Arlovsky today is a point fighter who doesn't really initiate action, counters.
He's also chinny too, and you couldn't take him out.
Right, we've seen him get dropped. So Chase Sherman,
I think it's been an ugly fight.
And Chase Sherman's last knockout victory, there was a PED suspension afterwards. So maybe the juice is what gave him the power to do those type of things. I think Parker Porter, I love to call him Parker Porker, but he came in pretty lean his last fight. Was in good shape. If he's still on that, I think he gets this done. Again, I think it's going to be an ugly decision. Anytime you see a heavyweight fight, it's a decision. It's not going to be fun to watch. But I think Parker wins it. Gets 2 rounds of 1.
I'm going to say Sherman finishes him.
I mean,
two or three, he'll finish him.
We might have a big swing on.
That's definitely a path. That's definitely a path. That's how it's going to happen. It's going to be Sherman 9 knockout.
Yeah.
Now this, I think. Oh no, that's anything. We'll go through that. Austin Hubbard thud versus From Hell Vince Pichel.
Man, this is hard for me.
I don't think it's as hard for me as it is for you, but I know who I want to go with here. Who you got? What do you?
I think I'm going to go with Vince Pichel.
That's where I was going to lean to. So we're going to agree on this one. Austin Hubbard. If you look at his last 5-6 fights, Dana White must just not like this guy because he's nothing but grapplers, nothing but wrestlers, and he's been and anybody who knows anything about grappling and wrestling, it's one of the most tiring things you can do. Yeah. And in every fight nobody wants to stand there. Now Austin Hubbard is a solid wrestler. I think it was his last fight against. No, he didn't fight.
He
Mark
won
Madsen?
his last fight. Who'd he beat?
He beat my boy Harry Bush, Dakota Bush.
Yeah.
And he out-grappled Dakota Bush again, a wrestler in that fight. He beat Max Rockoff. He made him quit. But another wrestler, a great wrestler in that fight. He lost to, again, Mark Madsen. Wasn't it Madsen?
Madsen beat him, yeah.
Who ragged out him for 2 rounds. Yeah. And Hubbard won round 3. Pichel is a veteran. I hate betting a guy at his age, especially lightweight. We tried talking about Clay Guida. Yeah, but I think he's just
he looked good in his last time out against Jim Miller.
I mean, he's 13-2. And he's in good shape. He's going to be a little bit bigger than Austin Hubbard. I think he's going to win a decision. 29, 28 type
Yeah.
deal by wrestling in control time.
Yeah, I think Vince from Hill takes it.
Interesting follow on Twitter, by the way, too, Vince Pichel. Very opinionated, we'll say.
Yeah. Here's another
This
tough
is
one.
what I think is going to be the fight of the night.
Man.
We got Brandon Raw Dog Royval versus the Cannibal Alexander Pantoja. Two top 5 guys. This very well could be a guy who wins this fight gets the next opportunity to fight
Yeah,
Brandon
well,
Moreno.
and Roy Val has fought the champion. It was a scrappy fight till he hurt his shoulder.
And we didn't get a decisive ending to that fight.
Yeah,
It was a good first round. Brandon Royval's shoulder against Brandon Moreno. It's the same card where Figueroa beat Lopez. Was it?
Benavidez?
No.
Perez.
Yeah, we choked out Perez in
Yeah.
5 seconds. That same fight, Royval and Moreno were on the undercard. It was an awesome first round back and forth. And Brandon Royval's shoulder got dislocated towards the end of the round. And they stopped the fight.
I mean, if you think if Pantoja can stay out of submission threats, he should
if
win
he can
this
stay
fight.
standing, I think he wins
Yeah,
the
he
fight.
should win
and
the
I
fight.
think he does.
Yeah, because Roy Val doesn't really get takedowns. He gets positions from scrambles.
Scrambling, and
So-
they're relentless. But at 125, everyone's relentless. Everybody moves fast. I think Pantoja, who we saw how he's able to keep people off in the weight. We saw what Mano Cape did to Odie Osborne, right? And when Pantoja fought him, he
Yeah.
was able to keep Mano Cape at bay for 3 rounds. So Pantoja, I think, gets his done in kind of.
Yeah, he was the
himself.
future of this division at one point.
Right, and I think he ends up working his way to get that opportunity.
Yeah, I think
versus,
Pantoja
Moreno.
wins. I love Roy Val, but I just don't see him beating Pantoja.
No.
And Trevor Jones getting a new opponent?
No, Mana Martinez getting a new opponent.
Well, Trevor Jones was supposed to fight on the last card, right?
Right. It's supposed to be Mana Martinez, or did this get changed? I thought it was Mana Martinez versus my boy Jesse Stratter.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what's changed now, or is this what it was? It's UFC.
This is what it is.
Let me check that biology. Either way, it's gonna be a similar breakdown because Mana Martinez is a motherfucking monster, first round finisher, and so is Trevin Jones.
But I think, man, I like Trevin Jones.
I'm saying this is gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
Don't blink, you might miss it. This is a fight in DraftKings. You must roster.
This is gonna be a finish for sure.
It's a must roster fight. The winner of this fight will be in the top lineup in DraftKings. It might even be.
Says
like a
upcoming
fast
bout,
finish.
Trevin Jones.
I'm looking at.
Because it was, I'm on Tapology.
Yep, Trevin
Jesse
Jones. So Trader's probably out.
Right.
Again, it's still going to be a very similar fight. The Trader was a striker, and I really leaned Mana Martinez in that one. This one is a much closer fight. 2 guys that want to stay banging, 2 guys that can finish the fight early. I lean more Trevin Jones now. He's a bigger dude. He's got the reach advantage, especially in a striking fight. Coming in, I was gonna really happy to see Mana Martinez get Jesse Strader because I thought he was gonna get a highlight and real knockout to end it, which still could happen on Trevin Jones. But I think that Jones was able to keep him, welcome to the UFC with.
Yeah, I mean Jones 2-0.
Right, and it's again much different fight, much his length for that division.
I mean, he beat who was it that looks really good? He beat him, but he got overturned because of his pot. He tested positive for pot.
Yeah.
Mario Batista?
No, that was the one he just finished, Mario Batista, but the guy before that.
Takafumi?
Timur Valiev, right?
Valiev, yep.
And you can't say, it's because of the pot.
Fucking
He just
bantamweight division,
smoked
dude.
Valiev,
This
man.
bantamweight division. Look at these guys who are probably in the 50th rank.
Trevor Jones got
Beast.
power in that.
Yeah, and so does Mana. Don't sleep on Mana Martinez, though. Again, I'm probably going to lean Trevin Jones as far as head-to-head picks, but I'll be playing plenty Mana Martinez in DraftKings because, again, this fight is going to end in a finish probably.
Do they have the
first round.
salaries up? They do, don't they?
They might. I haven't even looked yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go Trevin Jones on that one.
No, I think we're in agreement there. I was all big on Mana going against Stratter, though.
We'll go to Undercard here.
This is a
UFC
tough one for me
isn't,
as well.
Putting up stats, but
No, they don't have
Austin
salaries.
Lingo versus Luis Saldana.
Another banger coming up here again. Austin Lingo is a
He
fast
fights.
and furious
Yeah,
finisher.
he
He won his
fights.
last fight by decision, I think it was.
Yeah.
But I think he has like 4 or 5 fights where he's finished in 40 seconds or less. So again, fast KO prop. I like it.
Luis
Versus
Saldana's a
Saldana,
good contender series alum, yeah.
who I think lost his last fight.
Yeah.
Jordan Griffith ended
No,
up
Jordan
getting,
Griffith won that
That's
fight.
what I'm saying. I think Saldana lost that
And then he
last
gets
fight.
cut.
Yeah,
I was
and then he gets
pissed.
cut. So Saldana is still a question mark. He's old for being where he's at in his career, too. He's in his
Favorite.
Yeah,
his
he's
favorite. But Lingo's in a good underdog spot.
Yeah, I like Lingo in this fight. I think Lingo is
He just kind of starts a little slow sometimes. That's the problem.
especially if he wants to get to that grappling though.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Saldana accept that from Jordan Griffin. Did not try to get out from bottom position. And Lingo, if he gets you down the ground, he's going to put you out and try to finish you some way somehow.
Yeah.
And so, again, I was not impressed with Saldana. It was a decent fight against a guy like Jordan Griffin that you basically got a gift victory.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out of the UFC, so you barely beat this guy. He's not even in the UFC no more. So I lean Lingo in this fight, and I think that's going to be
I'm going to go with Austin Lingo as well.
my theme is to kind of fade contender series guys.
Yeah.
Next.
All right, we got Boom against Domingo Pilarte. I'm not familiar with Domingo Pilarte.
I am familiar with Boom though.
Oh, for
and
sure.
we know he's got Boom for a reason. His hands are lethal.
And he can choke you.
And yeah, his guillotine and wrestling is top notch. He's one of those guys again that just always outside of the top 15. He'll get a couple wins, and when it's time to make that next jump, he was one of those also guys in line to fight Sugar Sean last time when old boy backed out and he ended up fighting Latino.
Oh yeah.
Killer was itching for that fight. I like Boom in this fight. Pilarte kind of is a little bit of a punching bag. He likes to eat. He likes to eat punches, and I think taking shots from Kelleher. You might even see a quick guillotine too.
I mean, it's a superficial pick for me because I don't know Pilarte.
No,
so I'm going Boom.
I know Kelleher though, and I unless he's fighting the top of the top, I tend to lean his way. B. Malecki versus Josiane Nunes, which I believe is really Joe Benavidez. Joe Benavidez struggled in the flyweight division for so long. He decided I'm gonna go jump the other side and give it a shot on the women's side. But again, show me a picture of Nunes and Benavidez in the same place. I don't think it exists on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway,
maybe you're onto something there. I don't
B.
know.
Malecki is gonna tower over her. The size discrepancy is gonna be a joke. I think B. Malecki wins this fight. She's undefeated. Kickboxer, former Muay Thai champ.
Was she from Sweden, Norway?
Sweden, yeah, from Sweden. Former like bikini model or something like some supermodel turned to fighter, but she is a lethal striker, and she's gonna be so much bigger than like we click on their measurables.
Won't show up.
Let me see if I can pull this up. I'll pull up Malecki. Hold on. So we got B. Malecki, who's at 5'9" and a 74-inch reach, right?
Damn, 74 inches.
Yeah, she's a tall, lanky model, and Josiane Nunes is 5 foot, if that. Tiny, like somebody that's big for the division for somebody that's little.
She's 5'2".
5'2", no reach. They want to put
right.
it up there, so it's going to be a big size and reach advantage. Again, I think like when we see the face off, it's going to be laughable. Kind of like when Wynn fought.
She's got 4 finishes in her last 4 fights.
Yeah, but she fought a lot of soccer moms. Like a lot of.
She's got a loss to Talia Santos.
Like Lee Malay, McFarlane type women she beat up. I think B. Malecki gets this done, because especially it's going to be primarily a standing battle, and she's going to have like a foot of reach advantage over both legs and arms, and I don't just find any way that Nunes is going to get in. So I lean B. Malecki here. She's undefeated. It's only 2-0, but I think she gets this done.
All right.
Fabio Charant. Next fight, Fabio Charant versus William Knight. I'm officially off the William Knight train. He looked so terrible his last fight, and I think that who
beat Charant though in that last outing?
He's the last I could Menafield, the last I could replace.
Menafield.
And that's no shame of your game. He on the week of the fight, he came in to fight Menafield.
I think this is probably a must roster fight too. DraftKings.
I think if Charant wins, I don't think William Knight's going to. William Knight sucks. I'm sorry. I'm like,
he's a pretty big favorite.
Yeah.
Minus 225.
I saw what he did.
You could put him out.
What was his name? The guy he fought. The Asian dude. Big ass fucking light heavyweight. He fought his last fight. He looked like he didn't know how to.
The Korean guy?
Yeah, the big Korean dude.
That guy's he was pretty skilled though.
Fabio Charant is a good grappler. And I think he's going to take William Knight down and finish him in this up.
If he doesn't get knocked out first.
William Knight's doesn't hit. Who's he knocked out? William Knight.
Does he have some knockouts on his thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Elbows, ground and pound. Cody Brundage.
Yeah.
That was Contender Series.
Yeah, he had that.
Yeah, so he basically got hand fed at a point at the beat.
Yeah.
This ridiculous tapology picture.
Yeah, he's got.
Da Un Jung is the one that beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He's got some he got knocked out by Tefan. That's a red flag.
Oh, he got a loss in a Muay Thai bout to Jorgen De Castro.
Yeah, that's a red. Look at Tafan Nachui, we talk about he has no punching power. Who do you, the turtle?
Yeah.
The turtle, he was hitting him flush. He was hitting a turtle flush and nothing. He had the Iron Turtle. I am totally and 100%. Anytime I see William Knight fade mode, if you want to jump and ride that train, maybe he comes out. He does. He didn't again have that knock on that series. It's MMA, but I think Sharant is going to end up grappling. I saw the inability of William Knight to stop Young from the Young to like do anything he wanted grappling wise. There was no fight. There was no get up game. There was no takedown defense. And Sharant's going to want to sub him. Now, if this does stay standing, William Knight probably will have a little bit of edge. But again, I don't have.
Well, he's going to have to do it in the first round.
I don't see anything in William Knight's game that's going to tell me he's going to be able to stop Sharant from getting him down.
Well, that's how Sharant lost last to Menafield.
Von
But Menafield's a much different level fighter than William Knight is.
Yeah.
Although I know you're kind of angry at Menafield because of the round 3 a couple weeks ago.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
He's the one that didn't finish with the one leg.
Yeah.
What's his name? Herman. Ed Herman. Ed Herman, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Here we go again. Moving on down. Another contending series fighter, Ignacio Bahamundes
Lost
versus Roosevelt
close fight to
Roberts. Yeah, that was a good one.
He lost to, who was it? Shorter guy. Makadesi?
Yeah, Makadesi.
That was a good fight, though. Ignacio Bahamundes.
But
Bahamundes.
that gives me cause for concern when you're fighting against Roosevelt
Who's
Roberts.
longer and lankier,
and he's
more
gonna
reach.
want to grapple you, right?
that too.
Like Makadesi was able to throw him around.
Yeah.
Was it Makadesi or Malkoon?
It's Makadesi.
No, that's a different
Makadesi.
fight. Makadesi, was able to throw him around.
And Roosevelt come off like a pretty flash knockout. There were choke.
No, that choked the crew. Remember?
Yeah.
That was a fluke, though. I mean, that was not. I wouldn't say fluke, but that's something you can't account for. It kind of happened quickly. Kevin Kroom, Boomhauer himself, came in and got that quick choke.
Well, that shows up as a no contest.
I think that Kevin Kroom tested or something like that.
That must be the case.
But it was a DraftKings Day buster because he tapped Roberts like within.
And I had a lot of Roosevelt Roberts. Too.
Everyone did. That was. I mean, Kroom was like a 2-day replacement.
Yeah.
He came in and did it. It's kind of like the whole Terrence McKinney type deal.
Yeah.
I think Roosevelt Roberts able to get this down because again, Bahamundes is really good stand up, but when Makadesi was able to take him down on the ground again.
But even like Makadesi was getting some better than some of those exchanges.
Right.
He was at a severe reach disadvantage.
Exactly. And I think it's going to end up probably in a sub by Roosevelt Roberts.
I think Roosevelt Roberts.
All right.
Palatnikov and
Sasha Palatnikov and Brahimaj, Mr. 1 year. So here's the way I think about this fight. I think Sasha Palatnikov had that lucky fight against Luis Koshi where Koshi just gassed out. Right, we look at that fight, and Koski was able to throw him around, got him down a bunch in the first couple rounds, was dominating him, and then he gassed out, and Palatnikov went on. His next fight, Impa Kasagani, again, Impa not known for his grappling game, knocks him down, and then instantly subs him in the first round. So I'm seeing holes in Sasha's grappling game. Going against a guy who's known for losing his ear against Max Griffiths, but had a terrible game plan there. Like this guy, if you watch like tape on Brahimaj, he's a grappling machine. He has like 6 wins by subs. I thought that's what he was going to do to Max Griffith when they got in that fight. So I was high on him in that fight. And he decided he wanted to stand up. Now he fights out of I think Fortis. So Saif Sahoud's a great coach. I think he's going to take notes from that and tell Brahimaj, what are you doing standing up with people this fight? You are a grappler. This guy has trouble in that grappling game. I think Brahimaj is going to take him down and sub him.
Who's the favorite of this fight?
I think Brahimaj.
I can't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, he's the favorite.
Yeah, he should win. He should win.
I think we're missing a fight too.
Pretty close.
It's a fight that's not on the UFC fight. We'll talk about that. I'll bring it up.
Who is it?
It's Al Hassan versus Neto.
Oh yeah.
And I'd like Neto in that fight. But yeah, so I think Brahimaj is able to right his wrongs. He came to his UFC debut.
Yeah, I don't trust
he made
Al
mistakes, and I think Sasha got lucky that Koski gassed out, which seems to be a family thing.
Yeah.
That's
why I didn't pick Koshi on that one.
If Brahimaj decides I want to wrestle, I want to grapple, it's going to be a one-sided fight because he's really, really good on the ground. And then the other fight we wanted to talk about is not on the UFC side though. It's Abdul Razak Al Hassan versus Antonio Braga Neto. I lean again. I'm going to go with the grappler. I think it's grappler versus striker type day.
Yeah, I don't trust these one-punch power people anymore.
And I don't think Hassan's that good in general.
Yeah,
like he
gasses out.
I think I saw a stat online that everybody he's beat, I think, has not had a win in the UFC. That's anyone who's beaten
terrible.
him. Yeah, all his wins were against guys who had no wins in the UFC.
He's lost his last 2, right?
Right. Got knocked out by Chaos. And what was the other loss?
I can't remember who else beat him.
I know Chaos iced him. iced him fast.
Lost 3 in a row.
Oh, and that's where I wanted to get at. Neto is 100% grappler. He does not really want to play the stand-up game too much. And with Jacob Malkoum, who I joked about being the worst fighter in the UFC, only there because he's Robert Whittaker's grappling partner. You remember you backed in that DraftKings day, and Jacob Malkoum racked up so much, all in the grappling game. Al Hassan showed no specs of his supposed judo background. I don't know where that
nominated.
was at. And I think that I know that Neto's a better grappler than fucking Malkoum.
Malkoum's ADCC level.
Yeah, Neto is straight from Brazil itself, from the motherland, so he knows what he's doing. I'm going to go Neto in that fight as well.
All right, let's move on to some weekly.
We got the drama for the mamas.
Dramas. Oh shit!
A lot of fadas.
I just lost one. Hold on.
Fat mess.
Well, not only did he call him a fat mess, he called him drunk. You know, he was drinking before to announce.
And we'll go back to that. Connor and going after Cormier here. Did you guys get into this?
Yeah. I got into a few of them.
Cormier is a fat mess.
A sackable offense to be drunk at press work.
Right.
Listen, the Conor McGregor game's getting old.
Call him my fight, guys. It's all about Connor. Dude, you haven't won a fight in how long?
Man, I mean, I'm a guy that, like, we kind of talked about it off air. I've always been excited for a Conor McGregor fight. I enjoyed his acting. Even if I didn't support what he was saying, I thought it was good because he's crazy. He's bringing attention. He's bringing eyes. Every one of his fights is entertaining. He's not had a boring fight. Even he goes over to boxing and brings Floyd Mayweather's punching power out, right?
Yeah.
He has a knockout in a Floyd Mayweather fight. Like, when's the last time you saw that? I'm done.
Well, it's just interesting.
Done.
He's calling Daniel Cormier's lifestyle choices abysmal when you're punching old dudes in a bar for
throwing
not liking your shitty whiskey.
Yeah, throwing dollies, causing people to die. I didn't
running around on your, well, you won't even marry her, so you can't say a wife. So, setting a great example for your kids.
Spending millions on yachts and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, and then the whole fucking thing with Khabib's dad, that kind of, that was
you got to draw the line in the sand somewhere.
Like,
man.
I can kind of, the stuff that he said to Dustin's wife, I can pass it off as I just had a broken leg, I just got beat, emotions, adrenaline's going all over the place, so I said something I regret saying or something like that, right? Even if he doesn't admit it, because I get the character's not going to admit that, maybe he can regret that. But when you're at home chilling and you decide to tweet about how COVID got Khabib's dad and brag about that, there's no justification. That's
especially when somebody just beat you so convincingly.
Man, it wasn't even close.
Could have killed you if he wanted to.
There wasn't even close.
And you didn't even tap to a choke. You tapped to a crank.
Yeah, and then he started beating up your boy too.
Yeah,
it's like it's just ridiculous. Like, there's no reason. Like, and Khabib's retired. There's no fight to be made. Khabib's not coming back. He's not.
And like Dustin's beat you twice pretty convincingly.
Right.
Whatever you want to say, stress fractures or whatnot, he's beating your ass at the end of that fucking round.
It's gotten to the point where Diego Sanchez Conor McGregor fight is really not that out of the realm. It's not that big gap anymore.
Or Jeremy Stevens, who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy? Like,
make it happen. You're in that level, dude.
I mean, I think the honest fight should be Tony Ferguson, but I just don't know. Conor McGregor, I'm done.
Yeah,
I don't care no more. I just don't care about Conor McGregor anymore.
That's why he's trying to stay relevant.
That's why he's saying this.
Yeah, that's right. That's all he's got. He can't win fights.
But I mean, I see through it. It's just not. It's not even like you call out a guy like DC who won. If he ever got in the fucking cage, would destroy you, rip you limb from limb, throw you all around. He's throwing around heavyweights. He's picking Derek Lewis up over his head and slamming him.
It's like a silverback going up against a fucking lemur.
And honestly, if you want to throw hands with him, he'll knock you out too.
You're gonna be the shit.
With those short uppercuts like he hit Stipe with.
Yeah.
That too. It's a fight that's never going to happen. This is an old wrestling thing. This is a big Vince McMahon thing. Never talk shit. Never try to sell a fight that will never happen. So why are you picking a fight with Daniel Cormier? That fight's never going to happen. It's not going to lead to nothing. It's not going to help the sport at all. It's just he's a guy who's desperate and trying to hold on. He's grabbing anything he can on his way down. He's fallen down from relevancy. And he's trying to grab and latch on to anything that's going to keep him in that fucking plop.
All right, let's keep
when you don't really need to do shit, like you're so fucking rich, you don't have to do anything.
Sean O'Malley,
like start a podcast or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like
just
be famous. Just be famous for being famous, and you'll pay tons of money.
Sean O'Malley prefers unranked opponents, basically saying I get paid the same whether I fight badasses or unranked guys. Why not keep them unranked? You know.
What? You got two sides of the story.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
The competitor side says that's not the good
that's
thing.
a cheap way.
But you know, in the UFC, is that, you know, you're not there for a long time. You're there for a good time, right? You have to make as much money as you can in a short period of time. And if you're going to get paid the same amount of money to fight Chris Mutino than you would to, say, Dominic Cruz, why would you fight Dominic Cruz?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Work
here.
smart, not hard.
Smoke
Right.
Or I can fight Peter Yan. You know, like
Yeah.
who's I'm gonna fight the easier.
I mean,
But I mean, is that him saying that he doesn't believe in his skills in a way, though?
I just think it's more like,
he just wants more money.
right, and it gets the more risk. You know, the more risk, well, I want to get paid more for it. And it's. I mean, the fighter pay thing is a dead horse.
Well,
right?
you can-
He's
you
had
could-
Cheyenne
Connor-
Byers breaking down after her
Yeah.
shit.
You can do both, right? You can build that persona where people kind of start to dislike you or love you, and then they're gonna want to see you fight no matter who. So
I think, but Sean O'Malley is just kind of that. I think a lot of his shit is genuine. He's not playing a character. It's pretty. I mean, I see a lot of him. Like, he's on the Pat McAfee show a lot, and he's yes, you see it. I've seen his podcast a bit. I think he's totally legit. Like, he doesn't care about. I need to get my title, but I'm trying to get as much money as I can and get the fuck out of this game, because I think he's kind of a marketing type dude. Like, he's got his clothing line. I think he has a fucking weed line, and all that shit. So I think he's just trying to accumulate his blood. I'm trying to make as much money doing this as I can. And if I can get in there and, you know, fight a guy who has no chance to beat me and make the same money as a guy who could hurt me, why would I do that?
yeah,
And it comes that fighters got to get paid. And I think it's, if you just take away that win bonus shit, bring the floor up a little bit. If you bring the floor up and take away, especially when you could have a good fight and you think you won, but half your check gets paid away because the fucking judge makes a bad decision. That's even worse. Maybe you won that fight and the judge takes away half of your fucking paycheck. So that's the biggest thing. That pay bonus. You should get paid. I'm gonna get paid this much money a fight. Right. Win or lose, I'm gonna get paid this much money a fight. You still can have your bonuses for performance of the night or fight of the night and all that shit. But again, I'm gonna risk half of my fucking money against it for what? For what?
Well, let's keep rolling here. We're gonna see the Diaz Poirier fight.
I think this is probably this might happen while Connor's healing up. It makes total sense. The fight was supposed to happen. This was supposed to be for our 165-pound title that never happened. Remember, they were pushing for that to make that belt during the time. It's a big fun fight. It's two fighters I love to watch. I don't see anybody else.
I'd watch it. I'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm all in for this
I
fight.
just don't see Nate Diaz winning that fight, but
He got a better shot than Connor. He got a better shot than Connor to beat him. Nate Diaz came this close to knocking out Leon Edwards. He's one of the best fighters in the world.
it's true. Boss the fuck up. Quit being a little bitch. I do what I want. You do what you're told.
I think-
Continue going. I'm entertained.
I think Nate Diaz is 2-0 versus Conor McGregor, if you ask me.
You gotta do best Nate
The only
Diaz.
one that I'll tell you, they will say this for sure about Nate Diaz. He's the only one that has a definitive victory in that rivalry because he fucking got the finish. Whereas,
Yeah, you could maybe argue it. Nate won the second
it was
fight.
a tight fight. It was a tight fight.
I mean, I think Connor won, but I mean, fuck.
it was tight.
It was almost the same outcome there for a minute.
Well, but what's the thoughts on Poirier Diaz? I mean, we'd rather see that over.
I'd actually rather see Connor Diaz 3 and
ra-
have Poirier actually go fight Charlie Olives.
I'm on the other side. I don't care about the Charlie. You know, I never want to see Charlie Olives fight.
Yeah,
I have no interest in watching that guy fight. I rather watch, if I'm Dustin Poirier, because the one's gonna be more money, and me as a fan would rather watch Dustin Poirier versus Nate Diaz any day of the week. Let fucking Rafael Dos Anjos or Islam Makhachev go for titles. They can enjoy that. Have fun. We've come to the point where the championships don't matter no more, right? Like
It's getting to that
like
point.
it doesn't make
They've
any
been
more
so
money.
watered down.
It doesn't make any more
I
money.
mean, with the Gon Lewis thing,
The interim belts and shit like that. Lightweight's had its share of interim
BMF
belts.
And
Yeah.
and I especially
Doesn't matter.
especially that belt, like
Yeah.
that's Khabib's title.
Yeah.
That's good. Like
Especially
it's gonna take some time before it's not Khabib's title still.
Yeah.
Khabib's got to be like 50 years old and, you know, all gray, like the beard, total silver beard, all that stuff before, okay, Khabib's done. When Khabib's still in that age of fighting, it's still going to be, you know, kind of.
Khabib's going to let stuff play out for the next 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and then he's going to come back.
Yeah.
For the next big fucking champion.
Charlie Alice kind of falls into, was it Woodley? Like, after, or no, there's a little jumping around. But once GSP left but he was still in that age of fighting. That welterweight title was never really that legitimate. It took a while, as a lot of time to go past. GSP to be out of the picture for a while, and then a guy like Usman to establish it. Even Woodley kind of did it first, but then Usman took it to the next level. They're the lightweight division is kind of in that mode right now, where it's still Khabib's title. He didn't lose it. GSP didn't lose it, unless you talk about Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah,
that's a whole different argument. But I just don't feel like it's got the light heavyweights like that too right now, right? That's nobody beat John Jones. He's still fighting. Why is he not the champion? So it depends on the division. It's gonna take some time to wash the Khabib off of the lightweight title. So if I'm Nate Diaz, or if I'm disappointed, I'm going after Nate Diaz.
Get
Give me
that
the money.
money.
I got a family. I gotta make hot sauce.
Build this hot sauce.
I got overhead.
Yeah.
I got overhead. So let me go ahead and get this hot sauce going. Yeah, go there all day. And it's more fun.
All right, here. Going off the O'Malley thing, we're thinking Frankie.
Poor Frankie, man, getting fucking thrown to the wolves.
Well, we're at the point now where Frankie might need to start being saved from himself.
Yeah, he's about to get knocked out again.
He's slowly but surely entering the BJ Penn realm.
Yeah, he's already in it, I think.
BJ Penn lost 8 in a row. The fact that BJ Penn got 8 straight fights or whatever that was while he's loose is insane. But he's not fighting any. He's in the bantamweight division too. Frankie, you're in shark infested waters.
Especially you're getting fights that really this is not a good fight for you.
There are not many in that division. Where do you go? We were talking about Trippin Jones and Mana Martinez.
Well, it was when he won the Munoz fight. That was probably the best possible matchmaking. He's like Rivera's. He needs guys like that.
And that was a questionable win too.
Yeah, he needs those smaller boxy style type guys that. These big, long, rangy guys, Sandhagen's, O'Malley's, gonna put him to sleep.
Yeah, this could be a walk-off.
He's not gonna be able to get in.
And from a guy who never got finished for a while, right?
Yeah.
And even
O'Malley's technical range is too good.
Yeah, he's too precise.
Yeah, he's gonna knock him out.
Pinpoint. He's gonna play with him too. I hate to see that when you see it. Although on the other side, I've been wanting to see O'Malley versus a guy who's a true grappling threat. And he'll get that. Nobody's really trying to take Sean down. Nobody's really rushed him. And if Frankie can muddy the waters a little bit, we'll get to see. I'm not saying that O'Malley can't stop a takedown. I'm not saying he can't get up off the floor, but we've never seen it. At least that I can recall.
That's what they're saying here. Edgar not only would be a potential biggest name in the resume, but also someone who has a wrestling pedigree.
Yeah.
That would test O'Malley.
Who knows? Maybe bust out a fucking armbar.
He tried to go in and get Sandhagen down, got kneed into the shadow realm. So it could be the same thing.
Sean's not throwing knees though.
He could throw a head kick on his way in.
He might throw a head kick or
like the Cejudo Cruz thing.
Yeah.
Cejudo's throwing a leg kick that ended up being a knee.
It's a good fight for both the guys. I think. If Edgar can beat him, that's a big scout for him, and O'Malley has not really beat anybody of name.
I think O'Malley wins.
For all the star power that Sugar Sean is, he is unranked and hasn't fought anybody ranked. So as far as the standings go, I think his star power makes people think he should be doing more than he really is.
Does Dominic Cruz have a fight? Because I'd rather see him fight Cruz.
Dominic Cruz 1 foot out, and I don't think Cruz wants that fight either.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
So, how long before bare knuckle? We got Jacare Souza retires from MMA.
Good.
Do fighters really retire?
He just go back and do jiu-jitsu or something.
Well, he's retiring from MMA, not bare knuckles.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hopefully, I hope he is well off financially. He is till he retires. And got his arm snapped his last fight.
Did he open his own gym in South Florida? His own jiu-jitsu school?
I don't know, but he should. Yeah. The guy's one of the greatest MMA grapplers there ever was. Great, legend in the game, strike force, been down the ring, had some big wins in UFC as well. Again, I hope that he goes out and he stays out. I hate to see that guy held on, but who knows? I do think we'll see him somewhere. It'd be weird to see him bare knuckle though, PFL. Roy
McDonald, that cash cow's gone.
That was a tough decision, right? But yeah, good for him. Good for him getting out on his own terms. Hopefully he is out.
And then we are kind of already touched on this.
I knew you was a pussy bitch. That's 2-0. Nathan, let's fight. Don't be scared this time, though.
Well, we kind of already touched on that. The only other thing I can think of is
just read tweets on this shit all day long.
This weekend. or the last Tuesday.
Damn, I haven't watched any tough.
I saw something on there. What was but like Brian Ortega up the money or some shit like that?
There's like the two coaches competing. They were playing fucking bags, cornhole.
Oh, cornhole.
And
fucking bags,
They
Midwesterners.
played like 25 rounds of it because it was like best of 21 or something. And nobody
The fuck?
I love that game though. It goes by fast. Shit.
So
Shit,
when you're
Ortega
drinking.
won, and then asked Dana for like another $3 or $4 grand to give the same amount of money to the losing team, to Volkanovski's team.
Huh.
So everybody, everybody walked away.
Try to be the good guy.
Right.
I'm
And
that excited
then
for that fight.
that kid, that real small kid that fought, that used to be in the UFC but had like the brain vessel issue.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He fought some other guy and lost. I don't know.
Mm.
I 43 minutes of it. I actually watched 3 minutes of it. You know.
Yeah, I just think it's with the Contender Series. There's no need for
That's
it.
starting soon
Speaking
too,
of which,
right?
my boys starting main eventing.
Yeah,
Lorenzo Hood.
When does that
Lorenzo
start?
Hood. In September. Yeah. Lorenzo Hood. Hopefully he gets it done. We'll have him on the show after he wins and gets his contract.
Is he here in Chicago? Yeah.
He's out there now. He's out in Vegas now.
Mm.
There he is.
That's a big dude.
Yeah, man. Known him since he was a teenager.
The Dream Killer.
The Dream Killer. Big dude. Played football with him.
Got some traps on him.
Yeah. Believe it or not, he was a quarterback in high school.
Damn.
Really?
Quarterback and cornerback.
12 and
He's
4.
an athlete.
32. Just now getting his UFC shot, huh?
Yeah.
Got a little win streak here.
Got 2 submission losses.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was supposed to have
No
a
contest.
fight.
Alan Crowder.
He was supposed to have a fight in Bellator a while back. Like he was supposed to be on the main card, like back when they were on Spike.
Curtis Blades
He
got
had
him.
a late injury. Curtis, but that's no shame in that game, right?
Well,
Big power puncher, and super athletic for the heavyweight division. Does some crazy stuff sometimes, but he's kind of a wild. He's one of those guys that's so wild that sometimes it's the best thing in the world. But other times, like, oh, what are you thinking?
yeah.
Like he has that. He's that wild card in him. And he's had that since he was young.
Oh yeah, end of the month, August 31st.
Yeah, man. So pulling for him again. Hopefully get him on here.
It's a Wednesday, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the Contender Series. Yeah.
Or Tuesday.
Contender Series usually Tuesday, right? Tuesday night Contender
Tuesday
Series.
night Contender Series, yeah.
Yeah, so we're pulling for him here. You know, another local guy. Maybe we'll get him and Daniel here on the same day.
That'd be good.
Have him-
Shoney,
we'll,
all three of them.
we'll promote a fight between the two.
Or we could like,
They know each other. They know each other too,
Start
Daniel and
fighting in here.
Lorenzo.
like or watch the fights.
Fight companion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
That'd be
But
fun.
who knows when he'll be back in town. Hopefully he's not back in town for a while because he gets that UFC contract and he's able to,
That fight.
start fighting over there.
All right, I think that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Quick
Knocked it
one.
out.
We'll see what's going on. And
We're
then
posting
what's
all of our-
after the Gaslum fight.
We'll be
Well, I think there's
the
no-
31st card. I forget who that
It
is.
was the 28th.
The
Fight
20th.
night. It's fuck. Can't remember who was on it, but
I'll show you here.
Look it up right now.
Upcoming.
Barboza and Chikadze, yeah.
That's interesting to be a main event.
Brunson and Till.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then
I'll just let there.
So you got 2 weeks off between Brunson Till, Volkanovski,
Mhm.
Ortega? That can't be right.
Yeah, September 4th and 25th. 'Cause we got
Make your plans for
fight night,
September.
2 fight night, 3 fight nights in a row before.
You complaining?
No, it's odd. I like watching fights, but sometimes I wish there were a little bit more breaks in between.
Well, there also was the Virgil Ortiz fight last night.
Oh, what is it? Sunday the Jake Paul fight goes down, right?
29th.
The 29th. Sunday the 29th.
Paul and Woodley.
Virgil Ortiz got his 18th win.
What the-
18th knockout. He's 18 for 18.
Damn.
This kid's a fucking beast.
What if you do something to cover that Paul and Woodley fight?
Well, it's because they got.
It'll probably be going down. Like, at least the undercard be going down when we're recording, probably, right?
So we got Yoel Romero and Phil Davis fighting at Bellator 266.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Yoel might fight some middleweight too over there too. He might have meeting Musasi.
September 18th.
Musasi retained over the weekend. Fucking legend. One of the biggest regrets is that we never got to see him and Silva in their primes in the UFC fight each other. That'd been awesome.
So the 18th, you got Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann fight night.
In September.
Yeah.
Fun.
So
There's one in between there.
So you're saying the UFC site has mistakes? How what the fuck? Like how this billion-dollar corporation?
Dakota Bush.
Harry Bush.
They got some fucking 22-year-old
Man.
kid.
And I'm not. I used to they used to get hacked all the time, right? I'm not even such impressed anymore. They had the worst IT guys there are.
Yeah, they got a bunch of interns.
They got fucking a bunch of guys from Best Buy, fucking Geek Squad.
And ain't the fighters are the ones ain't getting paid. Obviously, the IT guys ain't either. They're protesting in all kind of different ways.
Man.
This website. Motherfuckers ain't.
Yeah, so we do got some fights coming down the peak. We got throughout the week. We'll post our whiskey and wagers, our DraftKings picks, all that fun stuff. But other than that, we knocked this one out.
Yeah, that's quick.
Striker versus grappler.
Who's up on DraftKings right now?
I'm up by one. We tied the last card, so I'm still up by one in our overall picks.
I think we figured out what the punishment's going to be.
I'm down for it if Tony's down for it.
Down.
So at the end of 2021,
wax my beard.
I don't know. I think it should be nostrils, but I mean, you guys.
Maybe we can put a poll out.
What about eyebrows? Yeah, we'll do a poll.
We'll do a poll.
One eyebrow though.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep the other.
So whoever loses is getting something waxed for sure on air.
Mustaches keep beards.
Whatever. We're gonna figure out something. Well, maybe once we get closer to it, we'll put a poll out and see what people want to see waxed for whoever loses the year.
There was a couple of weeks ago.
Maybe anal bleaching.
Yeah.
I was driving through Wicker Park, and this grown-ass man is sitting on the corner with the table, and it's like lemonade for 25 cents. And then you see a sign that's like, you can pick my next lineup, if you buy some lemonade. So it was like a fantasy football fucking, you lose, you gotta go do lemonade stand for a day.
Damn.
We're gonna get a tattoo.
What if I made some good ass money, man? Man, my lemonade stand's popping.
We have a trophy in ours. It's a little outhouse. If you finish in last place.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Yeah.
Later.
See ya.